P-A-S-C-A-L. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. I hope you guys are all doing well, enjoying your day. It's been a very active morning so far. I got another story for you guys, or I got some stuff that I want to go through with you guys because I'm a little confused on a few things here, and I'm still trying to break this down. And I'm hoping that we can kind of break this down as a family because, like I said, there's just been so much information, so much stuff flying all over the place lately. And so I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, all right? There has been some new developing information. We don't know whether these things are connected or not, so on and so forth. But we are going to get down to the nitty-gritty of all these things right now as a family. So I appreciate all y'all for being here. Good morning. I am tired. Had a late show or late pop-up video that I sent to you. I shared with you guys late last night. But I wanted to make sure that we kind of do a recap on that as well. There's some new information out here, which is very interesting about Steve GonCalves lawyering up. There's now new information about somebody, another creepazoid getting arrested, which even his mugshot looks very questionable. There's a lot to break down. There's a lot to look into. So we're going to be looking at this and talking about these things very, very shortly. So for those of y'all who are all starting to file in, again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to every single last one of y'all pretty faces, and welcome back. If you watched my early morning stream, welcome back to the Pascal Show. And if you missed that one, hey, it's all good. You know, it's not everybody's cup of tea, okay? But if you could do me a solid, hit that like button down below, crush it, make it scream out your name. If you can share this feed as well, just to let people know that we are up live and we are talking about the Idaho 4, the unsolved Idaho 4. Please, by all means, let people know. Okay, hit that like button, send it past 200 likes. That would really mean a lot. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Be greatly appreciated, and be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. We talk about everything from true crime, pop culture, politics, controversies, you name it. We have them right here on the Pascal Show. So hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated, okay? So, of course, yesterday I didn't get a chance to really talk about this at all. We didn't talk about the Idaho 4 situation at all. Also, it was because I was kind of sitting back and waiting for more information. I was sitting back and waiting to see if there was anything else that was going to be popping off, right? If there's more stuff. Now, there's apparently body cam footage from Moscow PD that has been released. We're going to be taking a look at that. Apparently, they're saying that the house is in the background. You can see the house in the background while these three college kids are getting in trouble for public intoxication, if you will, for lack of a better term. Okay? So we got a lot to talk about. We got a bunch of videos to look at, etc., and some articles and all that as well. So we're going to be doing this as a family, bit by bit. So just ride with me because it's a lot. There's a lot to uncover, and there's a lot to talk about. Now, one of the main things that I did want to bring up, because I think this is very important and crucial, because let's be real, I broke this, or I talked about this. I didn't break it, but I talked about this in my pop-up video late last night, which we are going to be getting into, or we're going to be venturing into some of the information that was brought out last night on my pop-up. But by all means, please share that video because it is a standalone piece. But I am going to be circling back and talking about that here in just a minute. There is some more information. Well, not really more information, but there are some there's some more stuff revolving around it. And of course, I wanted to circle back and look at those things as well. But before we jump into that, I wanted to show you guys, before we actually go into the press release from Moscow police, I wanted to share with you guys this video from GMA because, of course, they talked about this fresh this morning about this new detail about this car. And they're saying it's a new clue. They're saying police are revealing this new clue about this ride. Okay, so we're going to be going into it. We're going to chop it up. And yeah, guys, the audio might be catching up with me. It might be off. It might be on. It just, something is up with this program. It just is what it is. So just ride with me on that. Let's get into this video. Okay, hit that number 1 to let me know you guys hear this information.
New clues in the University of Idaho murder mystery, including why authorities are tracking down a certain vehicle and the new police body camera footage. Molengi has the latest.
This morning, a new clue in the search for the killer of 4 University of Idaho students. Detectives now asking the public for help locating a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra.
Now, of course, I got to do a little, I got to go in and out. Unfortunately, that's just how the breaks are. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for the number 1s. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, I just wanted to let you guys see this with your own 2 eyes as well. They're saying it is a white Hyundai Elantra, or Hyundai Elantra, not Cilantro. Hyundai Elantra. It could be a year 2011 to 2013. So those are the 2 photos. These are just stock footage. This is stock photos that they just grabbed. These are not the actual photos of said ride. I just want to make that abundantly clear so that you guys can see that. Again, a white Hyundai Elantra between the years of 2011 to 2013. Okay?
Similar to these stock photos, with an unknown license plate, saying they're interested in speaking with its occupants, who may have critical information to share regarding this case. Police also saying the car was seen in the immediate area of the home where the victims were killed early on November 13th.
That can mean a number of things. It could be that they have eliminated all the cars in the proximity of the victim house. They cannot figure out what or why this car was there that night. This could be just an elimination, it could be a witness, or it could be a suspect.
Now, as the investigation enters its 26th day, ABC News obtaining new body camera footage from that night showing an unrelated police stop nearby at about 3 a.m., around the time authorities believe the murder took place. Police stopping 3 people for an alcohol offense in a field near the victim's home.
Yeah, I said cilantro. Sorry, guys. But I wanted to roll that back really quick of what this gentleman is saying here really quick. Okay, he's a former FBI special agent and all that. And, of course, shout out to our family friend, Jennifer Coffindaffer, who also is a retired former FBI agent as well. But let me make sure that there isn't any crazy. Let me just fix that. Hopefully the echo isn't as bad this time, okay? So just let me know. But I just want to run that back so you guys can hear that one more time.
Killed early on November 13th.
That can mean a number of things. It could be that they have eliminated all the cars in the proximity of the victim house. They cannot figure out what or why this car was there that night. This could be just an elimination, it could be a witness, or it could be a suspect.
Now, the question still remains. I mean, it's right. This could literally be somebody who was there. This could have been the getaway car. This could have been a million different things. But I will say this, though, too. All right? I will say this, though, too. one of the questions that like, my issue is that it's a white Hyundai Elantra. No disrespect to that information, but how many white Hyundai Elantras are out there in Moscow, Idaho, when you don't have any license plate number? Like I said, I talked about this in the pop-up video. Please, by all means, go and check that out. But I did pose that argument, pose that question. Does that mean is this really good, hard evidence? Because everybody and their mama now is a suspect that drives a Hyundai Elantra from between the year 2011 to 2013. It's kind of like the Brian Laundrie thing, all right? Where everybody and their mama thought Brian Laundrie was like that. Every skinny white guy that has no hair and a beard, everybody was Brian Laundrie. You see what I'm saying? Remember, it was the fall. It was the season of Brian Laundries, right? So now it's kind of the same thing where, and I'm now even, man, the reason why I'm saying this is because I had a feeling what happened, like what was going to happen, actually did happen. I had a feeling that people were going to start going onto their Twitters, onto their IGs, onto their TikToks, and start just pointing at every white 4-door car and say, is that a Hyundai? Is that a Hyundai? Is that a Hyundai? That must be the Hyundai. That must be the car. Ba, 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 ba. I'm not, you know what I mean? And it's like that. Like, people are just shooting from the hip like crazy now. But if they had a license plate, I feel like that would zero in quite a bit, right? Because now everybody who's driving just randomly, innocently driving their white Hyundai Elantra right now to pick up some food from McDonald's off the dollar menu, okay, is now a prime suspect. Just saying. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that information isn't necessary. Of course, it's still something. And of course, they may be zeroing in on someone or maybe a suspect. But at the same time, a license plate would be very helpful. Wouldn't you think? No plates. Yeah. Somebody just said no plates. You know what I'm saying? Where did that go? That disappeared on me. Where did it go? Kelseysification. Hopefully I said that right. But no plates. Yeah, no plates. And Vicky T, sure. Moscow, Idaho is pretty small. But at the same time, any person that's in that surrounding area, now everybody that pulls up and drives by a white Hyundai Elantra, you see what I'm saying? I just feel like it's going to be a recipe for that. It can get very messy. Okay. Just saying. But Mrs. and Mr. Steelers, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. Good morning. Thanks for breaking this down today. Thank you for showing up and being a part of the conversation. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Okay. Hit that like button. Send it past 200. Let's get it past 300 likes. Okay. Because a like don't cost a thing, but it helps get the story out here and the conversation out here, okay? I really do appreciate it, all right? So, like I said, it is just a bit strange. Mrs. and Mr. Steelers, again, thank you so much for the $2. They might have seen the car on the body cam. Now, that's the thing. In the body cam footage, it's just so dark. We're going to see it in just a minute. We saw clips of it in this GMA clip here, too. But at the same time, it is just so damn dark. And then they're going, oh, you could see the house from afar. But again, we're going to look at the body cam footage, very shortly, or a piece, or at least a chunk of it, because apparently there's about 20 minutes of this body cam footage of this officer kind of chasing these guys down, not really chasing them down, but just trying to catch up with these boys because they were trying to get away because, they were underage drinking, right? But it's interesting to see what we're going to get here. And then Jules of all trades. Hold on. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hold on real quick. Here for the truth. Thank you for the 2. VIN number. Yeah, see, but that's the thing. Nothing. They don't have nothing. We're going to look at the press release here live on the show right now in just a minute. But they don't have a VIN number. They don't have a license plate number. They ain't got nothing. All they got is a description of a car. That's it. And again, I feel like, is that enough to really bring down the evildoers, to catch this boogeyman? I don't know. But then again, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Jules of All Trades True Crime just said, you can see the 3rd floor light turn off. That is true. You can see the 3rd floor. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but if you really look, you can see it. Okay. But I don't know if that's like how the camera is swaying back and forth, that maybe it's the light is getting blocked in some weird way. And I don't know. It's very strange. We're going to look at the body cam footage in just a minute. Okay. But anyway, let's continue here. But he's right. You never know. This could be somebody who was there, maybe token in the car, doing a little Dutch oven in the car, the hot box, whatever they call it again. You know what I'm saying? Not Dutch oven, but, hot boxing in their car, chilling, whatever. They could have seen something. They could have been the getaway car. They could have, anything could be possible. But they're asking to get whoever owns a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra to speak up. But we'll see. Shenanigans Beacon, thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. Thank you so very much. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Ray said Dutch oven. That's my new term for it. Yep, there you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Dutch oven. Okay. Yeah, they could have been hotboxing. You never know. I mean, shoot, it's college, baby. It's college. You know what I'm saying? That's part of college, right? Here for the truth. Thank you so much for the 2. My bad. I thought they had the car. No, they don't have the car at all. They're asking for help right now. But let's continue.
Now, as the
Dutch oven
investigation enters its 26th day, ABC News obtaining new body camera footage from that night showing an unrelated police stop nearby at about 3 a.m., around the time authorities believe the murder took place. Police stopping 3 people for an alcohol offense in a field near the victim's home and near the Sigma Chi fraternity, where 2 of the victims, Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin, had been earlier that night. People in the video have been cleared, and the incident was not related to the murders, but analysts say the video could still be used in the case.
It can be used from a historic standpoint. That information could potentially become relevant later in the investigation because you just never know.
The victim's home remains an active crime scene, but on Wednesday, investigators gathering items no longer needed in the investigation to give to the victims' families.
Okay, so I'm gonna let police chief talk. Sorry.
We just went in to gather belongings so that the family can have some of that stuff. We have a job to do, and we're going to do it to the best of our ability. And we owe this to the family. We owe this to the victims.
Okay. Okay, cabron. Okay, so let me ask you guys something. All right, I know y'all still laughing at Dutch oven. Let me just say this, okay? All right. Are you okay with that? Family members getting the stuff? Getting items from the house? Isn't it still a working crime scene? I mean, like, y'all cool with that, though? Dim Small just said, yes, I am. I mean, is everybody cool with that or no? I mean, I'm just saying. See, chat with Lachey. Hopefully I said your name right. Okay, chat with Lachey. Exactly. No. It's an open investigation. That, to me, it's an open investigation. So why would it be closed? Or like, why would they be giving the stuff back to the family and stuff? To me, that gives off signs like the case is going cold. Or they're completely done with the house. When we just heard a couple days ago, the last time we did a live about this case, they were sitting there going, there's so much to go through. We have a whole house, 3 floors, 4 different people, 4 different storylines, 4 different sets of DNA, 4 different whatevers. They said all of that. And now they're taking stuff out of the room. I don't get it. What if there's something in there that they overlooked? What if there's a piece of evidence? What if it's a note? What if it's just whatever? Now they're boxing everything up and just going, here you go, kids. Here you go, parents. I don't know. I just feel like they shouldn't be tampering with anything until they are officially done with that house. But that's just me. Not everybody agrees with me, and that's totally fine. But I do feel like this is a little too soon. I will say that. Let's continue. Let's hear what he has to say. The reporter has to say at the end.
Well, nearly 1 month into this investigation, no suspects identified, no arrests. Victims' families have been growing increasingly frustrated with the lack of developments. One victim's father has actually hired an attorney, Robin, in the hopes of getting some answers on his own.
Okay. So there we go. I just said it, and I said it in the title. Papa Gonzalez, Gonçalves. I keep messing up their last name. I'm so sorry. But Papa Gonçalves is lawyering up. Now, at first I thought it was a rumor, like this, just people saying things through the grapevine type thing. But there's actual proof that he lawyered up. Let me grab that really quick. I have it here somewhere. I have so many windows open. Oh, my Lord. Hamburger. Hold on, guys. There it is. There she blows. All right. Let me share this with y'all so you guys can see it as well. Okay? So, just a quick little thing. Kaylee GonCalves' family hiring a lawyer to demand answers from Idaho 5-0. Now, one thing I don't understand, okay? Let me just keep it straight real here. What would make them need to get a lawyer right now? Unless something happened where the father, because clearly, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real here, guys. We seen Papa. We seen Steve. He ain't messing around. I mean, shoot. He has been on these interviews. He has said a lot of things as of late. And he's keeping it straight funky. He doesn't give 0 damns. He's like, hey, I'm going to say what I need to say. I said what I said. This is what's going on. I paid for that. I did this, this, and this. And yet, I figured it would be a private investigator, like their own personal private eye doing their thing. But now he's hiring a lawyer. And I'm still wondering why? What makes him think, what's making him believe that this is probably the best choice for him and his family? Let's get into this article. The family of slain University of Idaho student Kaylee GonCalves is hiring a lawyer as their relationship with police continues to fracture while the sputtering investigation into the shocking quadruple unalivings nears its 4th week. There are things that we can request and things we can do to get the truth faster, Steve GonCalves told told Fox News Digital on Tuesday. He said the family is interested in using an attorney to force police to release more evidence in the case. Now, before we jump all the way into this article and put in our 2 cents about this, this is very interesting. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I see a vibe. Okay, I'm catching a vibe from Steve. And there's nothing wrong with it. I understand his frustrations. I understand his gotta take matters into my own hands energy. I mean, he's vibrating hard, y'all. He is vibrating hard that, right? We saw that interview and he said, yo, I don't care. This is what I gotta say. He's like, come on, guys. I don't want to be the alpha. I don't want to be there's got to be somebody who's going to step up and lead this investigation. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be him. Clearly, I get it. He wants to take matters into his own hands. He wants to find out what actually happened to his daughter and his daughter's friends. And he thinks that 5-0 is dragging their feet. But we did talk about this earlier. We saw an interview. We saw a conversation with the police chief of police. And even he himself said, no, this case is not going. This case is not going cold. I got kids too. I care about this just as much as anybody else. I want to break this down and I want to find out what the hell's going on. And I do believe this police chief. I don't think he's lying. I think their movements have been a little bit sticky, have been a little bit weird. Not all of it has been perfect. They've made a lot of mistakes, but they're human. It happens. And they're just still figuring this out. This is the wildest case. Of course, this is one of the wildest cases we've seen in a very long time. And they're getting as much information as quickly as they can. But I also see this vibe, this vibration, this energy coming from the father. And the father is basically saying, hey, the energy that I'm getting from the father, and I'm not sitting here saying, oh, yeah, I'm not trying to give off that vibe like a clairvoyant or something like that. But all I'm saying is there's a vibe that I'm getting from him, and it's the vibe of he's not going to sit still until he finds out what the hell happened to his daughter and her friends. And if that means that he has to keep pushing the envelope and keep just lighting a fire under the police's buttocks, or by lawyering up, or by getting a private investigator because he feels like they're not moving fast enough, then I don't blame him for feeling that way. But one thing, I get concerned about him getting in the way of actually finding out what really went down. Or maybe he gets some information and he blurts it out there, right? Do you know that this monster's probably watching every single thing about this right now? Probably getting off on it, let's be real. But also trying to find out what the hell's going on here. If 5-0 is hot on their track or not. So I get it that law enforcement hasn't put out everything yet. I'm sure that there's a lot more information that they have, but they don't have everything confirmed yet. They don't have everything confirmed yet. Like I said, 4 different storylines, 4 different lives, 4 different sets of DNA, 2 different rooms, 2 different floors where this unthinkable happened. In True Crime Collective, they hot on the track, I believe. You know what? Man, do I hope they are. But the fact that, like, when they say, a white Hyundai Elantra with no tags seems a little bit strange to me. The truth, law enforcement isn't making anyone believe they have a suspect. It's been how many weeks now? Delphi in its 5th year. Yeah, that's very true. The truth. That's very true. The truth. All right, that's very true. And this investigation could last for years. I don't want it to happen that way. I'd love to see, like, today, find out breaking news, such and such, right? But we don't know everything yet. And I'm sure they're still trying to figure all this stuff out as well. Jules, of all trades, true crime. It could be a distraction because they're getting close and don't want sleuths, I think don't want sleuths running the details out there. Yeah. Because, I mean, as soon as we find out something, for a fact, somebody on here who's just refresh on their phone, as soon as that piece of information gets leaked on Reddit, Twitter, IG, TikTok, you name it, it'll be right on YouTube like that. Most of the time before before the local news media even gets the information out as well. So you never know. They might be playing a lot of things close to the chest, but like I said, they don't have anything. Again, let me get into this. And like I appreciate you guys rocking with me and talking with me about this and everything. Please hit that like button down below. Send it past 500 likes. That would really mean a lot. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Talk about a lot of things. And we're going through this as a family because there's a lot to break down. Man, is there a lot to break down. But let's continue. Steve, who's hiring a private investigator. So he's not only is he hiring a lawyer, he is also hiring a private investigator, okay? He is fed up with delays, backtracks, and lack of information from Moscow Police Department, the Idaho State Police, and even the FBI. He thinks the FBI is slow, too. He ain't playing. I don't blame him for his frustrations, though. If this was my daughter, I'd be right there I'd lose my job. I'd be there every single day going, what do we got now? What do we got? You need some help? I got some, I know I was a Boy Scout 15,000 years ago, but hey, still got the pocket knife that they gave me on the first day kind of thing. Hey, I know how to make some fire. I know how to make a mean campfire. Just tell me what you need. I'm here. You want me to just make coffee? I'll make coffee. I'm really good at the coffee. I can make copies too. You see what I'm saying? I'd be there every single day. So I don't blame him for the frustration. Okay? This is your child. Whew. This is your child. Man. Okay? It's like Denzel and John Q. Okay? All right? Random movie. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. I'd be all up in that place. He believes having an attorney will help put pressure on the agencies to give answers. And the question I still have, too, is will it be enough? Will an attorney actually be enough? Will that draw out from law enforcement like, oh, okay, well, we have these, you know what I mean? Oh, now he's got a lawyer. Does that mean that we give him the stuff? You see what I'm saying? Oh, he's lawyered up. He's got an Esquire. Damn it. Here's the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's really how it's going to go. Like I said, but I get it. He wants info. And he hates that they're just being lackadaisical about all this in his mind. They've messed up 1 million times, he told Fox News Digital. But I don't get to say that because what experience does Steve have? But I don't get to say that because what experience does Steve have? He doesn't know. He's just a dad who woke up one day and found his life turned upside down. There it is. Absolutely. And of course, we already know all the other information. And then, of course, this is Kaylee here that we all have grown to know and get acquainted with and get familiar with. But again, still, when you see this thing, it's, of course, in my mind, a father that is grieving, a father that is sad, a father that is, he's ready to tie, pull himself up from the bootstraps, get boots on the ground, and do the work himself. Okay, he's trying to do John Wick up in this piece. Okay, he's trying to be John Wick, and there's nothing wrong with that. That energy is what we need in a lot of parents that lose someone that they love. When somebody goes missing, etc. This is the same energy that they all have. He's just a little bit more vocal about it. And and obviously we can see that he's a lot more impatient about this as well. Again, I don't blame him for how he feels. I don't. But I also feel that it'd be nice for him to just stop rushing things. They're doing what they need to do. But I can only imagine how he feels about them giving items back to family members. I can only imagine him being not okay with that. But then again, I could be 110% wrong. Now, here's another piece of information that I wanted to share with you guys as well. This is another piece. Sorry about that, guys. That was hella loud. But I wanted to share this with you guys as well. Now, this is apparently, like we talked about this on the show before, but I wanted to recap and bring that back to you as well. And we're going to get into some other things. Trust me. I'm still trying to figure out who the hell this particular guy is on the thumbnail. Could he be connected to this whole thing or not? He does sound like a creepazoid, but we're going to get into that in just a minute. But there is some information more background information about the repairing of this lock. Okay. So I wanted to share that with you guys real quick. Of course, Xana's father apparently repaired the lock a week before all this went down. So let's get into that, shall we?
Did the bedroom doors of the 4 murdered University of Idaho students have electronic locks like this? A former tenant posted this photo and says all 6 bedrooms had combination locks.
It's believed the students had a lock on their door similar to this. This is a keypad lock, and I'm at AAA Architectural Hardware in Manhattan with Richard Brown, who is the owner. Are these things reliable?
They're very reliable when they're installed properly and when they're used properly.
Okay. That's very important information there, too. Now, real quick, I am going to play a little bit more, but you got to remember, Xana and Ethan were on the 2nd floor. You had Kaylee, and Madison on the 3rd floor. Allegedly, they had locks like this on their doors, which makes sense in my personal opinion. They have their own. These are their own private quarters. So, Xana's papa came over, fixed the lock on her door. Let me just say this really quick. There was no forced entry into the room. I repeat, there was no forced entry into the room. Same thing with Kaylee and Madison's room. So there's 2 possible options here. 1, both doors were unlocked. Or 2, someone had access. Well, there's 3, sorry. Someone had access to those codes and were able to go in without an issue. Or 3, the lock was broken. Let's continue.
You press the code that was pre-programmed in, push down on the lever handle, open the door, and then close the door behind you. And it should be locked.
It should be locked. Okay? Should be locked. I'm going to cut around this.
Meet you at the house to let yourself in. Kids do that all the time.
Hey, Moscow police, come back here.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at the body cam footage here again here in just a minute. The only little bit that they have released. They haven't put out the whole thing, all right? They haven't put out the whole 20 minutes as far as I know, as far as the taping of this live show right now, okay? But 3 different options. And I'm going to play that again because I think those pieces, I think, are very important. They allegedly all had this lock. All of them allegedly had this lock on the doors. And I'm sure a lot of people are sitting here, looking at, have a lot of other channels have talked about the locks on the doors and all that stuff. Of course, I feel like a lot of us are very familiar with this particular lock, right? And yes, if you close it, after a certain amount of time, it'll lock right behind you. So you close the door, it'll lock on its own automatically. Okay. Now there's many different options here. And it's also battery operated. I forgot to tell you that too. So it's not like it's something. This is not like a lock that's solar powered or anything like that, or wired to a AC adapter or anything like that. It is literally a battery powered lock. You type in your code, you open up the door, you close it behind you. After a beat or two, like after a second or two, it locks. As soon as it latches, a beat or two, and then it closes, right? Now, the options are: person knew the code. They may have left it unlocked, which is still strange to me, since it does automatically lock behind you. Or the damn thing ran out of juice in its battery, which is strange. Why would both of them do that? Or the thing is, both of them were broken. But the week before that, Xana's dad came over for her room specifically and fixed the lock on her door. So if the lock was fixed, how was this monster, how was the boogeyman able to go into that room without tampering with the lock or the door? No forced entry. Again, no forced entry. Let me say this too. This is my theory. This is my theory and my theory alone. I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that think some other things as well, but I'm going to say this anyway. And maybe you guys agree with me or not, but I do feel that whoever this person was or persons were that did this unthinkable, devastatingly disturbing and heartbreaking crime knew this layout of this house, knew the home, and personally knew these people as well. They knew something. There's no way you can miraculously walk through doors, walk through allegedly locked doors, and successfully do those heinous acts and walk out without tampering with the door, or at least knowing the lock combinations, the codes to these locks. There's no way you can go in there and do that. There's no way. Now, some people are saying maybe there was an app. There are allegedly certain locks with apps where you can put in and you can lock the door or unlock the door with your phone. There are ones like that. I don't know if that is this generation lock, but regardless, however this person got in here, they knew the combination. They knew the layout of the house. They knew something about these people, whether it was Ethan or Xana or Kaylee or Madison individually. They knew someone. And they were inside that house more than just once. Because again, there's no way. There's no way that somebody who doesn't know anything about the layout of the house, doesn't know anything about these locks, can walk into that room without any sign of tampering with the locks. There's no way. And if there is a way, please, guys, show me. I want to see that. Show me the Carfax. Okay? Because right now I haven't. I don't know. I'm going to let this locksmith speak, though. But like I said, you got to know before you go in. So to me, these people they knew him. Or at least they were a friend of a friend that was always at the parties, always kicking it. Oh, he's a nice guy. Or they're a nice guy. Whatever. I like him. He's funny. But then they're sitting there, eagle-eyed, checking out all the layout, getting the information too. Or they were personally friends with these people. Hold on. Jeff Height, thank you so much for the 5. What's up, Jeff? Long time, my man. Being it's a party house, maybe a beer bottle or piece of clothing could have accidentally prevented the door from closing. Okay. Jeff, brilliant. I hear you 110%. But both of them? Both houses, though, Jeff. I mean, both rooms, both doors. Miraculously, a beer bottle or a piece of clothing in both rooms? See, that's the thing. And I just have to challenge that a little bit. I get it, what you're saying, so no disrespect, Jeff. You know I love you, man. But of course, I have to ask that burning question, or like the burning question back to you, because I happen to be an inquisitive mother lover. Why? How would that even remotely happen if it was clothing or a beer bottle? You see what I'm saying? How? And why would they leave it cracked open like that? But again, I said, both doors were not tampered with. Both of them. So it's weird. Again, let's let him speak on this one more again. For the nosebleed seats. Let's go.
And all 6 bedrooms had combination locks.
It's believed the students had a lock on the door similar to this. This is a keypad lock, and I'm at AAA Architectural Hardware in Manhattan with Richard Brown, who is the owner. Are these things reliable?
They're very reliable when they're installed properly and when they're used properly. You press the code that was pre-programmed in.
One more thing. One more time. I'm going to say that one. I'm going to let him say that one more again. Because the thing is okay, well, hold on. Let me let him say it one more time. Because this piece of information is huge.
They're installed properly and when they're used properly.
Who is the owner?
Let me say
Are
that
these
again.
things reliable?
They're very reliable when they're installed properly and when they're used properly.
They're very reliable. They're very reliable when they're installed properly and used properly. That's big. Now, Nicole B just said something caught my eye as well, because I see a bunch of y'all going, I agree with you, Nicole. So Nicole B, shout out to Nicole. She says, I don't think they were locked. It gets annoying to enter the code when you live there. Now, I also think that maybe the doors were just straight up unlocked. Maybe, because clearly there's a way to keep it unlocked so you don't have to always unlock yourself out of the place every single time. Given the fact that they're all besties and they're all friends, they're all living with each other. I'm sure they're busting into each other's rooms all day long. Oh my gosh, did you see this? Oh my gosh, did you see that? You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. I got a huge test tomorrow. I don't know what to do. Whatever it is, to hang out, be stupid, etc. Friends, they were all tight. And I wouldn't be surprised if Xana, I don't know. I mean, I've seen Gilmore Girls. I mean, sometimes girls like to lay with each other and cuddle and be, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they, you know what I'm saying? Like if Ethan left and she was wanted to be with them, she probably went in there too to lay with them or to gossip or talk or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there is a possibility that they just left their doors open because of how tight they were. Yes, I said Gilmore Girls. Okay? I've seen one episode. You know what I'm saying? They all get tight. They're all like, yay, ooh, ooey and gooey. You know what I mean? Pretty Little Liars. I don't know. I'm just going to blurt out other girl shows. Okay? You feel me, though? So I feel like maybe, I agree with Nicole. I think that they left their doors unlocked just in case. they needed to get together. Just in case of one of their girlfriends needed them for something. That's just how it rolled, right? Shoot, Nicole B again. She just said, college is wild. My friends had my room key. Whoa, that's very trusting. That's very trusting. Okay? Very trusting. Okay? Yes, I said Pretty Little Liars. Okay? You know, I'm trying to think of another girl show right now. I don't know. The OC. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I just keep thinking like, they're just tight. They're just all together, hanging out, having a good time. Besties forever, right? As you can see, perfect example. Kaylee and Madison were sleeping in the same room together. That's huge. Besties. So clearly those doors were always unlocked. I would assume. One Tree Hill, thank you, man. Tyler, that's the one. I was like, there's another one with a whole bunch of, you know what I mean? It's a girl show. Yeah. One Tree Hill. There you go. Okay. There you go. All right. So besties. So I could see that all their doors are just open, just unlocked. Basically like, hey, if you need me, I got you, so on and so forth. If, hey, I forgot my key or I forgot something important at the house. Are you there? Yeah. Where do you need? Where's it at? And they just go into the room and get it for them, so on and so forth. I think it was just that kind of, camaraderie, that kind of friendship. So I don't think that they were locked because you see what I'm saying? Either they were just unlocked or this mother lover had actual codes to all three or, to those two rooms. That's too wild. Okay. Somebody said Dawson's Creek. I'm done, guys. I'm done. But you see what I'm saying. Stacy B, thank you so much for the 5. I really do appreciate it. If they did leave them unlocked, wouldn't somebody know that? If not, what are the chances? I mean, the chances are they might have just been doing that all year round. And then maybe the only times that the doors are actually locked is if, I don't know, they're spending the night at their significant other's homes or significant other's places. That could be it too. Or, if they're in the, busy, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real. These are college girls. All right. They're adulting and they might be adulting and they might close and lock that door whilst they are adulting. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. But then it does make me wonder, Xana, Ethan, that room, there was no forced entry in there either. And that could have been a thing where they were just going to sleep and that's it. That could very well be it too. Like I said, so much to break down and we don't have anything. And yes, I was just about to say that statuesque Miss 2845. The possibilities are vast. Okay, they are endless. All right. Makes me think of like Carl Sagan, It's the possibilities are vast. Okay. Absolutely vast. Shout out to Carl Sagan, if you guys know who I'm talking about.
You press the code that was pre-programmed in, push down on the lever handle, open the door, and then close the door behind you. And it should be locked.
Only when I am
Let me get over here.
Let yourself in. The kids do that all the time.
Hey, Moscow.
Meet you at the house, let yourself in. The kids do that all the time.
Hey, Moscow, please. Come back here.
Meanwhile, Inside Edition has obtained this body cam video taken on the night of the murders, a short distance from the house.
It's one thing to drink in an apartment where no one can see you. It's another thing for us to drive by and see you guys absolutely stumbling down the road.
3 freshmen were cited for underage drinking. Note the time, 3:15 a.m. Police say the murders could have been taking place at that very moment. The 3 were cited near the Sigma Chi fraternity where Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle attended a party. Look how close it is to the murder house. And
I just hate when they say the house. I hate that. I hate that with a passion, but I want to play that back a little bit. It's very close. And those three freshmen aren't going to be running for president anytime soon. But moving on.
the three were sighted near the Sigma Chi fraternity where Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle attended a party. Look how close it is to the murder house. And look at this. A poignant moment today as police carry boxes of the victims' belongings from inside the house to a U-Haul truck to return them to their grieving families.
Okay, you see that? Doing all that. Oh, you know, so on and so forth. This is going to be what we're going to do. We're now sending the boxes of their own stuff. It's funny how he spikes the camera, meaning like he's looking straight at the camera. Mario. He's got a Mario look, like a Luigi look going on here. But you can see in here, he's sitting here going, hey, like they're going and they're returning all or a good portion of their belongings to the family. Now I can see like, shirts and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like it's a little bit too soon to suddenly just, I think it's a little too soon. Sorry, that caught me off guard. I think it's a little too soon to be returning their belongings to the family. That's just what I think. I think the place should be untouched. Should be untouched until they fully get everything that they need, until every option, possibility is exhausted. Yes, Tyler, it's a me. So I appreciate that. Okay. Let me get some of these super chats because I see a bunch of y'all that are putting in your 2 cents on all this, and I need to get to them before they all disappear. Okay. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I see over 1,400 souls watching the show right now. By all means, hit that like button. I'd love to see it get past 1K before it's all over. All right. That would really, really mean a lot. All right. Let's see. A super chat here. A super chat here is, let's see here. Hold on 1 second. I had it and it's gone. Did I say this one? Oh, yeah. If not, what are the chances? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I saw him in the corner of my eye. So one, Jacqueline Whitting, thank you so much for being a member for the past 5 months. This is a family membership comment, so I appreciate that. OMG, I've been here 5 months already. Love you, Pascal. Thank you for everything that you do for us. I know it's hard out here in the streets. I'll just fix that for you. In these streets, I would love to mod. Yeah, well, we could definitely see what's up with that. I've been very tight-lipped and strict on the modifying people, if that makes any sense. Too much drama. But Jeff Height, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. Surviving roommates will tell police lock routines. And I'm hoping that they have, but at the same time, I still would not let those surviving roommates completely out in the clear. I wouldn't let them go so soon because anything's possible. I feel that there's something about this where they somewhat knew they somehow knew this monster. That's it. And it just seems strange. They knew the layout. They knew where to break into. They knew where those rooms were. I mean, obviously, we've exercised the possibility of somebody not knowing anything or making the mistake by going into the wrong room. And they were maybe targeting only Kaylee, or they were targeting only Madison, so on and so forth. But at the same time, as you still look at it, something's not right. Something deep in my soul is just speaking to me. And it's telling me that somebody, whether they lived in that house or not, personally knew some things. Knew that they can go in and strike like this with ease. And I just don't think that they should let those girls, the surviving members, go so quickly. Because I'm not sitting here saying that I'm not sitting there saying that the ones who were wielding the weapon and doing the act, but maybe there was somebody that they were connected to that they had over a bunch, something like that, something, you know. It just doesn't. It's just. It doesn't. It's just talking to me different. Okay. Mega Million, thank you so much for the 10. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I agree both doors could have been unlocked. However, her dad coming the week before makes me pause. Sounds like she was concerned about the lock not working. Clearly, unless it was like loosey-goosey. You know what I'm saying? When you use a door so much, you're constantly in and out. You use the door a lot. Sometimes the lock or the handle itself can get a little loose. It's not firmly pressed up against the door firmly, and the lock could be falling apart, or the lock isn't fully latching to the door, so on and so forth. That could have been it too. And then it sounds like she's not very savvy with a screwdriver. So she's like, "Dad, I need your help." And what does he do? He shows up. And he is there like a good dad should, right? Even if he knows how to put on the lock or not. But at the same time, allegedly, he only fixed one lock. Only one of them. He didn't fix both. And sometimes people mess up those locks. Those are complicated locks. Those automated keypad locks. They can be, you can mess them up pretty quick if you don't know what you're doing. So there are many, many possibilities with this. Like I said, like a comment earlier, the possibilities are vast out here. Vast. But I did want to bring that up to you guys because I got questions, baby. I got questions. Sunflower Soul 615. Thank you so much for the 5. Thank you so much. Pascal, thank you for being honest and trying to keep justice at the center of this chaotic-ish. Dutch oven gone too hard, and this is chaos. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they could have been in the car, Dutch oven, doing that Dutch oven or that hot box, and they could have seen some stuff, maybe, or they could have been the getaway driver. You never know. But again, them just saying a white Hyundai Elantra, is that enough? That is the burning question I have for every single last one of y'all. Jay, the informant, thank you so much for the 2. What if one of the survivors sleepwalks? Whoa. If that is the case, that'd be a while. Okay, you mean sleepwalks and then I don't know. That just seems a little. I've never heard a story like that in my life. Let me just say that. I've never heard a story like that in my life, where somebody sleptwalked and then found themselves in a room with a knife covered in red. I've never heard of that in my life, but wilder things have happened. I mean, I'm not going to throw that out the window, but it may be a stretch. Okay. It may be a little bit of a stretch. So now obviously we all have our theories and stuff about the hoodie guy. We got to look into that as well. So Idaho murders update. Moscow police target mystery car near crime scene after addressing hoodie guy claims. So that's one of the things that is interesting as well. Of course, they're basically saying that hoodie guy, okay, where's my mouse? Where did it go? Hoodie guy is still in the clear. Of course, we're all sitting here going, where did hoodie guy go? Okay. Where did he go? There's rumors out here in the rumor mill that he went out, kick rocks. He's in Africa. We have heard nothing about him being back at school or anything of that sort. But police have let him go, saying that he's good, that he has been cleared. It is very strange to me. Now, I wanted to show you guys some of this body cam footage because I think this is importante.
For the first time.
Whoops. Well, I want to show you guys that. So let me show you guys that video, actually, before we jump all the way into the body cam footage. All right. Let's take a look at this. Going back to the body cam footage, guys, okay? Oh, and real quick, Jeff Height, thank you so much for the 2. What's up, Jeff? Could a sleepwalker do that to 3 people, then self, with a knife? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we've heard and seen some crazy stories, right? But that one would be an absolute stretch, in my personal opinion. But let's take a look at this.
For the first time, detectives in Idaho are releasing body camera footage, hoping it can provide new leads in the case of those 4 murdered college students.
Moscow 77.
The videos show officers on patrol in Moscow, Idaho, in the early morning hours of November 13th, around the time investigators believe Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee GonCalves were killed in a home near the University of Idaho.
Taking out 21. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Now, obviously, there's like I said, bigger, a much bigger file, a much bigger video, 20 minutes or so of this body cam footage. But I have to. This is around the same time all this went down, so it does make me wonder. What did they investigate into these guys? Did they ask them where they were coming from? Did they the main question is, did they investigate these 3 guys? 3 freshmen out, underage drinking. They got citations for public intoxication, so on and so forth. They shouldn't have been drinking, or they shouldn't have been out there showing themselves drunk, stumbling all over the street, so on and so forth. But did they ask them any questions? Did they bring them in to ask some stuff? Okay. Did they ask them the important stuff, like, did you see anything weird? Were you around anybody weird? So on and so forth. Were you at this frat party where Xana and Ethan were? Because I have yet to hear anything about these guys. Mrs. and Mr. Steelers, thank you so much for the 2. I appreciate it. Really great energy in this show. Kids need justice. Thank you. Yes, this is night and day from the show we just had a few hours ago. Okay, night and day with the energy, for sure. And yes, we do need to bring justice for these kids. Okay, and justice for Shanquella, my Lord. And I have yet to hear anything new developments around Shanquella. Like I said, if I find out anything new, I will be talking about it live on the show. But we haven't heard nothing yet around Shanquella. But yes, same energy for these 4. Just like we need to have the same energy for Shanquella. Let's get into this, okay?
In one video, officers are seen issuing citations to 3 teens for underage drinking. An apartment complex across the street from the victim's home is visible, just steps away from the officers. Investigators say the people in the videos have been cleared, and the incidents have nothing to do with the officers. The victim's home is visible, just steps away from the officers. Investigators say the people in the videos have been cleared, and the incidents have nothing to do with the murders. But they released the video hoping someone familiar with the area is able to spot anything out of place.
It can be used from a historic standpoint. That information could potentially become relevant later in the investigation, because you just never know.
It
could be relevant later on, but we don't know. I don't know if that really sits with me, like that makes me feel like, oh, this is gonna be good, or this is good enough. I don't know, but like I said, it's like, I don't know. It's like this body cam footage. Yes, it's good that we have this body cam footage, but at the same time, it's not. There is no connection to it. It's just showing the building in the back. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So I keep wondering how much of this information is really that crucial. But maybe I'm just being the skeptic that I am.
Spot anything out of place.
it can be used from a historic standpoint. That information could potentially become relevant later in the investigation because you just never know.
It comes as detectives announce they need help locating a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra, like this one, spotted near the murder scene. Investigators believe the driver or any possible passengers may have critical information to share regarding this case.
That can mean a number of things. It could be that they have eliminated all the cars in the proximity of the victim house. This could be just an elimination, it could be a witness, or it could be a suspect.
Okay. And of course, we already know, all right, that it could mean many different things. But, I mean, there's a bunch of, like you see, I mean, this is silver, there's a white car here, but, you know, obviously this is not, I mean, I'm seeing people sending out like, you know, screenshots and circling this and going, oh, that must be it. And it's like, I don't know, you know? Like I said, it's just, you know, I see people really dragging things. And then, yes, life with Dree. So, okay. I've been hearing people dragging the dad, Steve GonCalves, dragging him, trying to make it seem like maybe he's connected to this whole thing. I don't believe that at all, one bit. I don't. I think that's, to me, I think that's sloppy. There was a investigator. I don't remember what he did, or if he was like a former FBI or not. But he went on to an interview and was basically saying, "Oh yeah, you know, the dad. He just seems strange, and he's doing this, that, and the third, and he's putting all this information out. He just seems like he knows everything." And you know, maybe he has something to do with the unalivings. Maybe he has something to do with this whole thing. And I'm like, man, that is just such a stretch, in my personal opinion. To me, it sounds like a dad who's just angry. I think this is somebody who happens to have a big mouth. That's it. He's a big personality. He's a very opinionated human being, and he happened to lose one of his babies. That's what I see. To me, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch to start saying, oh, it must be this, that, and the third. It's just, nah. I think this is a father that is passionately just trying to find out the truth. That's what I think. And until there's, okay, I will say this too. Anything's possible. I will say that. Anything's possible. And until there's proof showing that maybe he has something to do with this, I'm going to still stay on veer on the side of this is just a passionate father. This is just a passionate father with that has things to say and wants to be heard. That's it. That's what I see. A father in pain. Absolutely. Kooky Cat, thank you so much for the £5. What's the latest about the guy that was complaining about drunk students at the food truck? That was talking to Hoodie Guy. Okay, as far as the latest, nothing really. You're talking about Joe Vidot, Joe Vido. He has been doing some lives recently. He did a live. We talked about it on the last live. That's all I've seen so far. And if there's anything more that he comes up with, I will definitely bring it up and we will talk about it. But that's all we know so far. That he was there, that he felt bad for roasting those two girls because they were obviously drunk, that he was talking with Jack S for a minute, threw some shade at the two girls. Madison turned around, pointed. He said that all the anger was pointed towards Jack. She was trying to reach into the food truck. Her drunk self was trying to reach into the food truck. While Kaylee was trying to film her. She wasn't doing a selfie trying to take a photo of Jack, allegedly. This is from what Joe says. And that's all we know so far, or that I've heard so far. If there's more, if there's more information that comes out, we will definitely be bringing it up and talking about it for sure. And I do agree, Philip Mitchell, you don't solve a case like this in 3 weeks. It's impossible. It's impossible unless you got the monster in the interrogation room, just splurting everything out, just saying everything, confessing on everything. This is going to be a very difficult, very tough thing. This is not going to be easy. So I have the body cam footage. We're going to take a look at this very quickly because I want you guys to see that. This is the Moscow PD body cam footage on the 13th of November at 3 a.m. All right. So let's take a look.
Okay, is there a reason why you didn't stop back there?
Yeah.
Well, we saw him talking to him,
right.
So we didn't know. Okay, I yelled at you guys and then turned around because he walked up on him. I yelled at you guys, you didn't stop.
No, I did not hear you.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's walk back over here, okay?
Sure.
I mean, this is what we have. Like, this is all this cop walking towards the area of where the house is. Allegedly, this is when all things go down. Those 3 boys, I don't think they did it. I don't think they did what was going down, but I keep wondering, maybe they know some more information here that could maybe get us closer to finding out what actually went down. But they're saying, like, I mean, to me, I'm trying to make out what is going on there. You know what I mean? But the way people are saying, oh, you can see the light going out and all that stuff. House got all the lights on from what I see. But then I see other people saying, oh, that, you can see the lights go off. See, like Mrs. Batista, 4414 just said the lights go off. And I feel like they're just kind of flickering. But I think it's because of the camera. Because I'm sure there's like trees and stuff. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Like, to me, it just doesn't. I see people looking at this body cam footage going into town on this, and I'm going, okay, how much is this solid? Like the white Hyundai Elantra, right? And then people are saying like the house is like around this area here. But like I said, it's dark. What do you like? I've heard people say it's over here. I'm looking over here and I'm like, Steve H just said there are no lights on. The lights that go off are headlights. The lights fade and move. Got to watch it closer. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's a tough one to kind of figure out. Oh, you guys are funny. But yes, I mean, but like I said, you're looking at that body cam footage, and to me, I just see pitch black. I mean, I do see lights and whatnot, but I mean, like I said, I mean, it's tough. Okay, it's a tough one in my personal opinion. Let's see here. Oh, this is another piece I wanted.
We are back.
Wanted to pull up for you guys too. Now, one thing I do want to pull up. This is kind of important because I'm still wondering. And again, this could mean nothing at all. This could mean nothing. But of course, I had to pull this up because I heard through the grapevine that there was some sort of connection of some sort, or that somebody in Moscow was arrested. Okay, so we need to take a look at who is this guy. Okay. Who the hell is this guy? All right. So we got to look at this. Moscow man booked in Latah County Jail on multiple felonies. Okay. So this guy who looks really, really sorry for whatever he has done. He looks really, really sorry, don't you think? Okay. Really, really sorry. All right. Hold on, I'm fixing stuff. Okay. So, really, really, really sorry looking guy. Okay. So let's take a look at this. And notice he has a bandage. He has a purple bandage on his left arm, left forearm. Now, this could be anybody. This could be a guy who, I don't know, had an accident, or maybe there's a connection. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But we're going to get into this here. All right. So, 39-year-old Moscow man was arrested on multiple felony charges late last night after allegedly injuring two family members, and hurting himself with a sharp object. According to probable cause affidavit, James Curtis Leonard, again, his name is James Curtis Leonard, was charged with DB with traumatic injury, aggravated A, attempted ST, I guess I can say that, stray. Got to use these code words, unfortunately. And felony injury to a child following the incident in the 600 block of Palouse River Drive. He has a previous criminal history, which includes second-degree M. This is and I don't know if this is the guy, okay? But again, he has a previous criminal history, which includes second-degree M from June 2007. He pulled the trigger on someone named Tyler Lee. He was 24 years old at the time, and he pulled the trigger on a 25-year-old Moscow man multiple times after an argument. He then pled guilty to the charge and was sentenced to prison, but was released early on probation, according to reports. Second-degree M. Okay? He unalived somebody with a thing. Okay? Hold on, sorry. Anyway, so sorry, I was reading your comments, but anyway. But that, again, could this guy be any connection to this, or is it just a person that just got arrested? Okay. And that could very well be it. Okay. The document states the reporting party walked out of the home when law enforcement arrived, and an officer could see the woman had a red on her nose and mouth, and multiple areas of her head were covered in red. She also reportedly had red on her vest, and a large part of her left hand was covered in red. Leonard was in the bathroom, still armed with the sharp object. Based on the report of James acting violently while armed with this weapon, and based on the female being covered in red, this is apparently from one of the officers, I guess, I drew my firearm and entered the house. I loudly identified myself as Moscow police and told James to come out of the bedroom with his hands up. After a short time, James walked out of the bedroom. I could see the red on his face and head, a long bloody cut on his left forearm, and red on both hands, the affidavit said. Leonard did as instructed and was placed in handcuffs. The officer checked him for weapons and found 2 knives in his right pants pocket. So he removed a lighter, not only just those 2 weapons, but a lighter, a commercially packaged marijuana joint from his pocket. One of the alleged victims told law enforcement that Leonard was heavily intoxicated, having consumed around half a bottle of gin during that evening. He had been working on his truck in the driveway, and the woman was in the living room on the phone when with the internet company. James walked into the living room, saw her on the phone, and began accusing her of cheating on him. He slammed the phone on the ground and began screaming at her, the document says. But the thing is this guy allegedly has a rap sheet, which is very, very bad. All right. And of course, it does make you wonder, because this is a very violent act. Okay. This is a very violent act. But it does make you wonder, could this guy, could this guy have any connection to what happened? I don't know. But I had to bring it up to you guys because I have questions. Like, is this guy connected in any kind of way? He went into a drunk, blind rage and went after the woman that he loves, allegedly. All right. And he has apparently a laundry list of things, like being a creeper, like second-degree M. He took the life of somebody. Okay. He was just released on early probation, or he was released early on probation. Okay. Maybe he was attacking this woman, putting his hands around her neck, etc. So it does make you wonder if there's any connection to this. And yes, that's what I meant by a creeper, calcification, whatever. You know what I mean? Okay, sorry for messing up your name, but allegedly he was a creeper. Okay, as well. So I don't know. But I had to bring that up to you guys because I know that's something that's circulating all over the internet streets here, if there's a connection to this at all or not. You know, Telly just said, might be our guy, but nah. Yeah, I mean, it might not be, right? It might not be. This might just be a completely different situation of just a very bad human being doing very bad things within the last few weeks of something else very bad happening. You see what I'm saying? Bad things are happening all over the world as we speak right now. Okay, even down the street from this case of these 4 individuals that lost their lives doesn't automatically mean that that bad that's going on over there is connected to those 4. But given the fact of his creeper-like tendencies, the fact that he has taken someone's life in the past, and also the fact that he was putting so much violence and so much anger towards the woman that he loves and even himself, does make you wonder, what the F? But we'll see. We'll see what happens on that for sure. Again, I got a lot of questions. All right. I got a lot of questions about this. But of course, when we find out a little bit more information, which I hope we find out something soon, because we haven't found anything else. Okay. We haven't found out anything else. And so I'm still waiting to hear about that. Right. More stuff. And that's why I'd like to know. Laur, I think, said, why a man like this is free. You know, I'd like to know too. I'd really, really like to know. Okay? Really like to know. But he must have had some really good lawyers. Or maybe worked a deal out so that he can get out early. But I mean, like I said, I don't know. I have no place in my heart for, I mean, it's hard to, taking someone's life, that's a serious offense. You know, that's a serious thing. It's hard to just be like, okay, yeah, you can go back out into the world so that you can go fall in love and put your hands on the woman that you love and then do God knows what. And he's already known as being a creeper, as we just talked about her here, being a peep and creep. All right. So maybe there's some connection here. Maybe there's not. But I had to bring it up because I know a lot of people have been talking about it like crazy. Okay. And of course, guys, real quick. Yes. Thank you so much, Kelsey. I do appreciate it. You can get these hoodies right now as we speak. We still have our 25% off deal going on right now on pascalmerch.com. You can get this hoodie and many other hoodies and t-shirts, coffee mugs, you name it, right now on pascalmerch.com. Go and check it out. It'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. And yeah, guys. Jules Merck said, just say it, Pascal. As much as these girls were on top of one another all the time, do you really think they locked their doors? Come on now. Yeah, I don't think that they were doing that. I really don't. Jules, I really think that they were not. I really don't think they were doing that. I mean, I really do think that they were not locking their doors inside. Outdoors, their house, I don't know. Man, let me tell you this quick thing, okay? So I went out to LA and was living with a friend of mine for about a month, right? Because I was just out there for work and, you know, just checking out LA in general and just taking a month off. And while I was out there, this dude, his front door was always unlocked. He never locked his front door. It was me and two other roommates, right? Him and his roommate. They never locked the front door. Never. They walked in and out every day, doing their thing, in and out of that mug. Door never locked. It was very weird. I don't understand it. And this is LA we're talking about. This is LA we're talking about. And their front door was always unlocked. Now, of course, to get into the apartment complex and all that stuff, you still have to get through a front desk guy and all that stuff. But still, the front door is still your front door. Anybody, even people who live in the building, in the complex, could just walk over, open the door, and just make themselves at home. That's weird to me, y'all. That's weird. Okay? So, but that was what they did. And of course, I mentioned it a couple times, like, y'all just keep the front door unlocked. Why? This is LA. People are crazy here. But that's how they rolled, right? So that could very well be the same thing here, that their front door was always unlocked, that their doors were always unlocked. It was a community thing. You know, it's the party house. Everybody comes in here and hangs out. You know, everybody does their thing, drinks and kicks it here. It's the known spot for everybody. We have the most lit parties, y'all, so on and so forth, right? so on and so forth, right? So I could see somebody thinking that, oh, there's no way, right? There's no way that they're going to do that to us. Like anything bad's going to, it's college. Everybody's cool here, blah, blah, blah. And being overly trusting and overly comfortable with having their door always open to the public. So that could have been it, that the access was just too easy. They were too comfortable and too trusting. And it's sad. It is sad because the moment when they think they can trust the most is the moment that they all lose their lives in this way. But then again, I still have to push the question, why were the other two on the first floor unbothered? And I'm not sitting here saying that they did anything, but it does make me wonder what's going on. It just does. It's not mathing. But I do think that entire place probably was just unlocked. People can come in through the sliding glass door. People can come in through the front door. It was just an open, free-for-all type of thing because it's college. Who cares? It's all friends and stuff. They never thought like something like this would ever happen. At least that's the way I'm seeing it, the way I break it down. It's very unfortunate the way that this happened. And maybe this will make people slow down and really think about their own safety. You know, this ain't Canada, okay? Where you could just leave the front door open and everyone's like, howdy. You know, they don't say howdy because that's not very Canadian, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Telly flavor. Exactly. Party house, always open. You know what I mean? Come in, grab a natty light, roll a joint, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go kick it, blah, blah, blah. We're going to tailgate over here, but meet us over here. Don't worry about it. Just walk in. We'll be here. Just come on in when you're ready. So on and so forth. That can happen, clearly. And then somebody, maybe they got that information to the wrong person. And that also could have been through the grapevine too. Hearing that, oh yeah, their doors are always open. They're the coolest, man. Wrong person hears that. For real though? And God forbid, the unthinkable happens. Mrs. and Mr. Steelers, thank you so much for the 2. Mr. Steelers has always thought it's Kaylee's ex. Woo, that is quite the theory. I don't know. I still don't know. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out my own darn self. Okay? I'm even trying to figure it out my own darn self. Who is it? Who could it be? And all that. But it's just wild to me that whoever it is and they're out here in plain sight, being just chilling out here, they are some stone cold mother lovers. That's all I'm going to say. They got nerves of steel, ice coursing through their veins, because there's no way. This is cold-blooded, okay? Cold-blooded. Like, this is cold-blooded, y'all. And to be out there, and if it is, let's say, a loved one that's been out here talking, okay, going up and doing their own eulogies and test, speaking out and all that stuff, and they're doing it without even a twitch, not even skipping a beat, not even stuttering on one word, not even a bead of sweat on their brow. Man, cold-blooded if that's the case. All right. Jeff Height, thank you so much for the 2. A unique knife was used. Narrows it down any? Yes. Oh, it definitely does. They're saying it was kind of like a Rambo knife type thing. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what happened here, man. Who did what? In my mind, it's like everybody's a suspect. This is like the scene in Scream, okay? Where they're in the movie, in the Blockbuster, right? And I forgot his name, but Jamie Kennedy's character is sitting there going, everyone's a suspect. Everyone in my mind is still a suspect. Okay? Real talk. To me, everyone is still a suspect. Nikki Nuts. Thank you so much for the comment. Pascal, the unaliver, could be in this chat. Yo, don't do that to me, yo. Don't do that to me. Okay? All right? Yeah, Spurs fan. Absolutely. It's Smirnoff Ice. It's Zima. That's a throwback. You know what I mean? It could be anything. Hey, come on over. Just grab yourself a beer. We got some Evan Williams in the cupboard. We even got some, what's that? Boone's, whatever. The box of wine. Do your thing. It's all good. Doors open. Enjoy yourself. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? But like I said, anything is possible with this situation. I think it was just an open door policy. Open door policy when it came to kids coming in and out of that house. I think the information came to the wrong person, and it's Boone's Farm. There you go. Thank you. Boone's Farm. Thank you. The box of wine. No, not moonshine. Not there. Unless they got one of those good old boys like, hey, I stole some moonshine from my dad or made it myself, whatever it may be. But like I said, somebody said, Jazzy said, not the Boone's Farm. Yeah, I said it. Throwback. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Courtney. Zima. I said Zima. That's a throwback. Throw some Jolly Ranchers in that biznaye. It's a wrap. All right. But like I said, anything's possible with this. It's devastating how this whole thing went down. Obviously, we don't know what went down. We now know that these locks were individual. They had individual personal locks on their doors so that if they wanted privacy, they could have it. Or if they just wanted to have safety, keep their stuff safe, they could have it. But I don't think that those doors were locked during this crime. I think they all got together. And we're friends. They just left their doors open or unlocked. I mean, not open, but unlocked. And that sliding glass door wasn't forced open. The person, whoever did it, just slid the sliding glass door open. So clearly the person knew something. And I do think that the people that are still inside that house or still were in that house and were unharmed, at least know something or have a little bit of information that could get us closer to finding out what happened and who this boogeyman is or boogeymans is. And hopefully we're going to find out very soon. But again, I still ask you guys, is the new description of the white Hyundai Elantra with no plates on it? They have no plates. They don't have a plate number on it at all. Is that enough to get us closer to getting justice for these four? I'm just going to leave that to you guys, and you guys let me know. All right? But that is the show, guys. I appreciate all y'all for being here. I really do. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it was a throwback on all the liquor drinks and conversations. I said Zima and Boone's Farm, Natty Lights. You know what I'm saying? Some throwbacks. Classy drinking chat up in here. Yeah, it's very classy. It's very, very classy. It's scraping the bottom of the barrel. You understand that? Yes. Dutch oven. Okay? The key word of today's show is Dutch oven. Okay? But I appreciate all y'all for being here, chopping it up with me. If there's any more information, you know for a fact we're going to be on it, talking about it live in person. Because I got questions. I got plenty of questions. And hopefully we'll get some more. I will make... Sorry, people are still... Yeah. I said Zima. I did. Okay. Some PBRs. Ooh, PBRs. Yes. That's a throwback too. To me, that's a throwback. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys for being here, chopping it up. If we find out more information, you know for a fact I will be right here to talk about it with you guys so we can walk through it together as a family. Because like I said, I was trying to play as much catch up as I could. So I think I'm pretty much caught up, but there are some other pieces that I will be doing here with you guys as time goes on. So just keep coming back, keep checking in. We got a lot to talk about. And hopefully we get some more justice or get closer to justice for the Idaho 4. And of course, I still got my eyes open for Shanquella Robinson, but I haven't heard anything as of yet. It's pretty much the same information every day, but hopefully we hear something very, very soon. Okay, prayers and thoughts and good vibes and healing go out to all the people that have been affected by this situation of the Idaho 4. Again, please, guys, hit that like button down below. Send it past 1K before you leave. A like doesn't cost a thing. Again, a like does not cost a thing. I'd love to see it go past 1K. All right. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets to give you the information that you need for the day. Anyway, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. Sunflower said, thank you, Pascal. No problem, Sunfly. Stay safe in these streets. Grab a Zima. Put on some TLC and breathes. Let me just say this. Do they still make Zima? Is that still in production? Because that needs to be like thrown away. They should say not for human consumption. That's what I'm going to say. By the way, they don't sponsor the show. Okay? Clearly they don't. All right. It's garbage water. But anyway, I appreciate all you guys for being here. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been incredible. Actually, the first drinks that I ever had, like when I was out socially drinking way back in the day, on God, I'm not kidding, was Zima. I really did drink Zima in the very beginning. I didn't like alcohol. I didn't like alcohol. I just didn't like alcohol. The taste of alcohol like that. You feel me? You know? But that was, early on. Obviously, my taste has matured. It's very sophisticated now. Now it's just Boone's Farm, which is my favorite, and homemade wine. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. You guys have been incredible. Have a great rest of your day. Yeah, wine coolers, man. Damn wine coolers. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. It's time to get going. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And don't drink Zima. Just don't. If you find it, don't drink it. Just don't. Trust me. You'll thank me later. All right? See you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye. Dutch oven.